the Patong scene in The Better Half. One scene in The Better Half showed the character of Denise Laurel on top of Carlo Aquino while making love. Mocha described the bed scene by saying, and I quote,
ETV online channel, in the service of the Filipino online world.
I'd like to give the premise that I've always advocated and believed in my statements and my questions. There are two realities, Mr. Chair, my colleagues, in this world. We have a legal reality, we have a spiritual reality. There is a law, a natural law, Mr. Chair, that we all believe in. In fact, this is an absolute law of nature, the law of cause and effect. I would even think that legal realities are the result of the cause in this world, the result of what spiritual realities that we have today. The spiritual reality I'm referring to is what the good book, the Bible says. Men love darkness, and I'm quoting now, rather than light, because their deeds are evil. So because of this spiritual reality, Mr. Chair, that men love darkness rather than light because their deeds are evil, we have these legal realities so that we can prevent men from doing evil. We have a principle in a democratic nation like ours that we are not a nation of men, but a nation of laws. We believe in the rule of law. This committee hearing, I would even want to convince myself, it's not about politics. It is about law. My decision either to support the franchise of ABS-CBN or not will not be based on personalities, will not be based on politics, but must be based on law. What I will be saying today, asking questions, are realities that we cannot avoid and we cannot get out of. I would like to cite, Mr. Chair, some provisions in the Constitution, and I would like to seek the understanding of the lawyer of ABS-CBN so that I can be enlightened on these provisions. Article 2, State Policies, Section 11. The state values the dignity of every human person and guarantees full respect for human rights. Section 13, the state recognizes the vital role of the youth in nation building and shall promote and protect their physical, moral, spiritual, intellectual, and social well-being. In Article 14 of the Constitution, on education, in Section 3, educational institutions shall teach the rights and duties of citizenship, strengthen ethical and spiritual values, develop moral character and personal discipline, encourage critical and creative thinking. I would like the lawyer of ABS-CBN to please enlighten me, being a lawyer, on the provisions of the Constitution that I mentioned.
Mr. Chair, may I request that Attorney Bautista be allowed
Attorney
to
Bautista?
speak.
Nasa Zoom ba siya?
Yeah.
Good afternoon po sa inyo lahat. Naririnig po ba ninyo ako?
Pakilaksan lang po, Attorney Ayo.
Is this better?
Yan, sige po.
Salamat po sa tanong ninyo, Congressman Abante. Yung pong state policies ay para pong advisory or recommendatory policies ng Constitution. But they have to be implemented by actual legislation. Kasi ho, parang ho motherhood statements ito na sinasabi ng ating constitutional framers na ito dapat ang ating gawin. But they need specific implementing legislation. Yun lang po.
Okay. Ito po bang mga provisions na ito, Attorney, kasama dito ang media at broadcasting?
Opo, kasama po. Dahil po lahat ng citizens.
Okay. I would like to cite some events in your programming, Mr. Chair, if I may be allowed.
Go ahead po.
I have the presentation here, and my first question, perhaps it can be answered afterwards, is this, the first slide. I think I gave that to you. Wala ba? Let's wait for a while, ano po, kasi mawawala po yung pagiging madamdamin ko pag wala yung presentation.
Ayan na po siya, Kong Abante.
There is a question that I would like to ask that can be answered after perhaps the complete presentation that I have. And this is the question. Is ABS-CBN, and I would like to say this, no, and I'm not picking on ABS-CBN alone. I believe that God has allowed this franchise issue to be tackled by Congress so that the other networks will realize the values of what I'm going to say. So this is not just ABS-CBN. This is all the networks that we have in our country today. So I would like to pose the question, and the answer would be afterwards. Is ABS-CBN following the 2004 implementing rules and regulations of Presidential Decree number 1986 as updated October 2012 on TV classification applying contemporary Filipino cultural values as standard. That would be the comprehensive question, Mr. Chair. Next slide. Sexy wet performance in ASAP. It says, remember when rival Sunday noontime shows Party Pilipinas and ASAP both grabbed the attention of the MTRCB. In 2013, Lavi Po and Rocco Nasino had a sensual number in Party Pilipinas while Ann Curtis performed a sexy wet performance in ASAP. Next slide. Just like other long-running shows in this list, ASAP had its own share of encounters with the MTRCB. One recent incident was Ann Curtis' 28th birthday production number, where she did a, I quote, wet performance of Rihanna's hit song, Diamonds. In the performance, aired in February 24, 2013, Anne wore a black strapless dress with a very high slit. Next slide. Next slide, please. In June 2014, the MTRCB imposed strict rules on Pinoy Big Brother, all in following a controversy that involved housemate Jaime Halandoni posing nude for a painting. Posing nude as task in Pinoy Big Brother. Next slide, please. Certain sectors, including the Philippine Commission on Women, raised concerns about a weekly task wherein Big Brother urged Jaime to post nude for a painting that would raise funds for a charity. Jaime, who is vocal about being a devoted Christian, backed out from the nude painting challenge, as did the three other housemates, Daniel Machunaga, Michelle Gumabao, and Ranti Portento, who were supposed to accompany her. PBB All In issued a public apology as ordered by the MTRCB through TV Patrol. The government agency also ordered the show to adopt gender-sensitive measures, including seminars in coordination with the Philippine Commission on Women. Next slide, please.
Kong Benny,
Yes.
inform ko lang po kayo, dinagdagan kayo ng additional 5 minutes ni Congressman Mike D.
Thank you. Next slide, please. Offending sensibilities in Pinoy Big Brother. In July 2015, MTRCB ordered PBB 737 to enter in a, as I quote, strict and close collaboration with the regulatory board, as the resolution stated that certain scenes in the show offended the sensibilities of the viewing public. Next slide, please. The patong scene in The Better Half. One scene in The Better Half showed the character of Denise Laurel on top of Carlo Aquino while making love. Mocha described the bed scene by saying, and I quote, "Ang haba ng halikan, mayroon pang nakapatong yung babae sa lalaki." Next slide, please. The PNP striptease scene in On the Wings of Love in a PNP uniform. In January 2016, MTRCB summoned the top executives of ABS-CBN to discuss James Reid's striptease scene in the TV series On the Wings of Love, which top-billed him and love team partner Nadine Lustre. This was in connection to Philippine National Police complaint about the improper use of the police uniform in television and movies for that matter. Next slide, please. Attorney Villarreal said in his statement, "The said episode portrayed actor James Reid doing a striptease while wearing a PNP General Office uniform, allegedly with a police badge and showing the rank of SP04. Next slide, please. Degrading scenes in its showtime. In August 2014, it was reported that MTRCB called for a mandatory conference with its Showtime's executives and host Vice Ganda for alleged offensive and degrading scenes aired in the July 28, 2014 episode of the show. According to the letter, signed by MTRCB Hearing and Adjudication Committee Co-Chairperson Eric Malyonga and committee members Bobby Andrews and Joey Romero, and I quote, "The challenge portion in the program segment entitled Gandang Lalaki showed program host Mr. Jose Vizeral, aka Vice Ganda, wiping off with a towel his sweaty armpit and smudged this towel all over the face of one of the program's male dancers." Next slide, please. Foul language in Pangako Sa'yo. MTRCB called the attention of executives of the defunct teleserye Pangako Sa'yo for the use of foul language in the May 29 episode of the show. The episode in question, which happened 3 days after its pilot episode, featured a confrontation scene between Pilar Pilapil and Ian Veneracion. Benita, who is Pilar, confronted her son Eduardo, Ian, after he had a relationship with their cook amor, Jody Santa Maria, despite his engagement to Claudia Angelica Panganiban. She told her son, "Kung pampalipas libog lang yan." That's okay. Go ahead. Next slide, please. Another foul language in Pangako Sa'yo, which was top-billed by Catherine Bernardo and Daniel Padilla, was placed at the 8:30 p.m. time slot where kids and younger audiences are expected to be awake. Next slide. Steamy car love scene in Till I Met You. In November 2016, MTRCB called for a meeting with executives of the Jadine primetime series Till I Met You. The episodes in question were aired from October 25 to 28, 2016. Viewers filed complaints about the steamy car love scene of James and Nadine aired on October 25, as well as the bathtub scene of the Jadine love team that aired in the succeeding episodes. Next slide. While the October 25 episode carried a strong parental guidance or SPG rating, the other episodes only had a PG rating. Another picture in next slide. X rating in Maalaala Mo Kaya. In 2012, Maalaala Mo Kaya's Cursed Beauty episode featuring Jane Onesa and Angel Aquino was initially given an X rating by the MTRCB, which means that it is not for public exhibition. This is the reason why MMK had to postpone its June 2, 2012 airing since it was submitted again for another review to the MTRCB. The MMK episode tackled a sensitive topic since Jane's character is a 15-year-old girl who is recurrently raped by her stepfather. Next slide. Angel's character, who played Jane's mother, reportedly assisted her live-in partner while doing the act of rape. Almost a month later, in June 28, MMK finally aired the controversial episode with an SPG rating. And so, I'd like to ask ABS-CBN, do you have a morality issue? Are we to assume, next slide, that if given another 25 years, these are the type of programs you will continue to air? The last question is, have you forsaken contemporary Filipino cultural values and morality in favor of the ratings? I'd like to ask ABS-CBN to please answer these questions. I would like to say this, not because, Mr. Chair, that I am a bishop, that I have a holier-than-thou attitude. No. I am not only a bishop, but I'm a family man. I have children, I have grandchildren. And even if MTRCB would issue a rating of SPG or whatever it might be, we've got to remember that TV is a public viewing, unlike the movies, where if it is rated only 16 years old and above, can come and see the movie. 15 years and below cannot enter. That is not like television. May I ask, therefore, as our good attorney said, that the articles and the provisions I read in the Constitution also applies in broadcasting and media. May I now please ask the questions or give it to our ABS-CBN officials.
Your Honor, good afternoon po, Congressman Abante. To your first question po about PD 1986, yes po, to your first question po, sa PD 1986, yung sa MTRCB po, yes po, we comply po with all the MTRCB program classifications that are recommended. Congressman, kung meron mga unresolved issues po, we present our position to the Adjudication Committee of MTRCB and we come up po with agreements and changes moving forward po. With regards to your second question po, rest assured po na iisa po ang ating layunin, na mapangalagaan, iisa po ang ating layunin, na mapangalagaan ang moral at spiritual values ng pamilyang Pilipino. We tell po stories that teach life lessons and our stories po embody Filipino values. Filipino values po like hard work, honesty, respect, resilience, and most of all po, love for family, country, and God. Dahil po, ang sentro ng aming mga kwento ay ang pamilyang Pilipino. Personally po, I assure you that moving forward, we will continue to be responsible content producers that make a positive influence in the lives of the Filipino. Maganda po ang hangarin namin. We want to entertain, inspire, and give hope to the Filipino audience. If there are infractions po, we correct them right away, and definitely po, we apologize to our audiences. Yun lang po, Mayor, Congressman Abante.
Maganda po yung inyong sinabi, and I would like to just, Mr. Chair, quote the commentary of a certain attorney Josephus Jimenez of the Freeman. This is entitled "The Social Irrelevance of Noontime TV Shows and Telenovelas." And this is not just ABS-CBN, okay? He said, I do not know if you have read this, and I would like now please to quote this. "With great sadness and dismay, I am constrained to say that all the leading TV and radio networks and even most print media organizations in the Philippines today are feeding the minds of the people with trash and dirty garbage that distort the values and sense of purpose of the young and old alike. Noontime TV shows poison people and telenovelas distract them from social and economic realities. Dirty jokes, lewd dances, and vulgar language pollute the airwaves and poison the Filipino soul. Influence the formation of a national thought, culture, and paradigm. And that is how powerful the media is. In the Philippines, most of this media are just in it for the money. They don't have any sense of patriotism or love of country. It is pure business for them. All they are after are ads, circulation, and to some even envelopmental journalism, being bribed to push a selfish or insidious advocacy. They don't think of the larger implications of what they publish to the long-range strategies and objectives of the nation. What the people see and hear reflect the kind of nation we have. The print and broadcast media here in the Philippines, and in fairness, in many other third world countries, are fixated on making money through ads to fuel consumerism and market liberalism, disregarding the loftier purposes of value formation to build a strong nation and a people of a sturdy character and values. The national government agencies that regulate print and broadcast media are either manned by incompetent executives or political appointees without a noble purpose, or being bribed not to censor or suspend erring practitioners and network. Noontime shows that propagate the people's culture of mendicancy. The host gives money and jackets, all of those things. So I would like to ask the ABS-CBN, just like what Attorney Jimenez here, Josephus Jimenez, asked. Ang sabi niya rito my question is simple. What is the social relevance of all this? What are the redeeming social values? He further said, I have a very high respect for Boy Abunda. He is one of the more sensible TV hosts, which include Karen Davila, Ted Filon, and Tina Monsoon Falma. But Boy Abunda's hackneyed questions, and I quote, sex or chocolate, lights on or lights out, the best time of the day to have sex, irritate me, ang sabi ni Atty. Jimenez. What do these questions have to do with building a strong value system and national character for our nation and people? He said, I paused for any reply. I think until now, there was no reply. And perhaps right now, ABS-CBN has the chance to be able to answer them.
Kong Abante, before ko po pasagutin yung ABS, inform ko lang po yun na binigyan kayo ng additional time tulad ni Congressman Mike D, ni Congressman Tony Pet Albano. Additional 5 minutes po.
Thank you po. Thank you. Thank you very much.
ABS.
Congressman Abante,
Yes.
we have continued to work on improving our content through the years po. There is no intention to give the audience trash. Kasi po, mahal namin ang audience namin, and we are here to serve them. Ang Channel 2 po has a general audience. Ay,
Please let
opo.
me interrupt. I do realize that you have no bad intention.
Opo.
But what is said is already said. And even if you do not have any bad intention, the fact that they were said to others.
Like and subscribe. Watch the previous video. Thank you for watching.